Hi, boys and girls. It's Sunday afternoon and it is hot. If you're outside, make sure you drink plenty of water or juice or a sports drink. Today we're going to learn about Esther. Esther was a Jewish queen, and we'll hear about her in the story. It's out of Love Letters from God. And listen to the wonderful words God tells you. Call out to me when trouble comes. I will save you. And that's out of Psalm 50:15. So let's read the story about the prayerful girl named Esther. Esther trembled as she looked at her reflection in the mirror. Her silver crown sparkled in the sunlight. The golden beads in her dress danced like diamonds. Here she was, sitting in the royal palace, the wife of King Xerxes, the queen of Prussia. But inside her heart, she was still that young, frightened Jewish girl with a big decision to make. Haman, the king's wicked advisor, had somehow managed to convince her husband that all the Jews should be killed. Esther had a choice. She could keep quiet and hope King Xerxes would not find out that she was a Jew herself, or she could be brave and try to save the lives of all her people. It was a rule in the palace that no one was allowed to talk to the king unless he invited them to do so. If Esther approached his royal throne uninvited, she might be killed. But in her heart, Esther already knew what she had to do. Esther wrote a note and gave it to her handmaid. Take this letter to my cousin Mordecai, who is waiting for my decision. I will go to the king, but first Mordecai must gather all our people together. They must eat nothing for 3 days, and they must pray, pray, pray. Tell him I am doing the same thing. Her handmaiden hurried out, and Esther sank to her knees and prayed to God for help. 3 days later, Esther put on her royal robes, and trembling with fear, she approached King Xerxes' throne. Would he permit her to speak? What would happen if he found out she was a Jew? But Esther need not have worried. God had heard her prayers. The king smiled as his beautiful bride approached. What is it, my queen? He asked her. Anything I have is yours. My king, Esther whispered. If you love me, please save my life and the lives of all my people. King Xerxes sprang to his feet in shock when he discovered how Haman had plotted to kill all the Jews, including his beautiful wife. My dear, he said, as he took Esther's trembling hand in his, don't worry. I will spare your life and the lives of all your people. Esther cried tears of joy, and the streets and alleyways outside the palace were filled with the sound of praise and rejoicing for Queen Esther, who bravely saved her people. But Esther knew that she had not really saved them. God did. So let's read our love letter from God. It says, Dear children, I am so glad Queen Esther called out to me when and she was worried. She knew that I was the only one who could save her and her people. What do you do when trouble comes your way? I hope you remember to call out to me. Pray, pray, pray like Queen Esther did. I am always there, right by your side, ready to listen, ready to bring you hope. Your friend, God. And see, there's Queen Esther. There's the note to Mordecai. There she is with the king. And there's the love letter from God. We'll see you next week, and we'll have another story to talk about. For now, take care of yourself. God loves you. So does Jesus, and so do I.